Hi. This presentation is mainly for those persons in school, colleges and universities as well. But it's more geared towards those persons who are in undergraduate studies, those in primary schools as well, high schools, right? So once you're studying, this presentation is for you, and I'll be having a series of talk as it relates to studying and getting through the school system successfully. Yes, I have gone through successfully. I only failed an exam once in terms of being in the university system, the college system, and I I see that as being serious because I shouldn't fail. And I have developed a number of techniques as it relates to studying, and that has helped me well. And those of you who know me know that I have done well in my bachelor's degree, done well in school, done well in my bachelor's degree, and I also did well in the master's. I have two master's degree. I continue to study, doing one now, and I have a doctorate. I just want to share some of the principles, the techniques that I've used as it relates to my success academically. Something we can talk about. You may have your own way of ways of doing things, and what you can do is to basically look at the ways that I will be telling you about, and see how best you can fit that into your schedule, and even into the culture, your culture of studying, and your culture of schooling as you go through the primary school, you are in high school, and as you go through the university and college educational system, wherever you are in this world. You know, studying can be difficult if you make it difficult, because it also can be easy if you make it easy the other way around, right? And therefore it depends on you. It's not, trust me, it's not a headache to study. It can be easy, as I've said, but I'm going to teach you some ways that you can make it easier on you as you go through the education system, wherever you are, whatever level you're at. Look, there's a how to study. Honestly, there's a how to do anything in life. There's always a way. Bad way, good ways. But I'm going to suggest to you um, good way to master this study thing in this episode, and in another episode we'll go further as it relates to deal with the whole thing about studying. All right, whether you're at the primary school, the high school, or the higher education level. One thing you must know though, studying and homework is two different things. Homework is not studying. So those of you in the primary school, those of you in high school who would go home and do your homework, and then you are asked, did you study? Yes, because you had done your homework. That's not studying. That won't help you. Studying and homework, two different things. The homework is what you get at school, or electronically it was sent to you, um, or the instructions sent to you of where to find the material to get it done, then bring it back to school. Studying is more detailed, it's deeper than just doing that homework. Those of you in primary school, you get, say, 10 words to study, right? And you call that homework still, right? But it's indeed more than that. I will soon talk to you when I explain to you further what I mean. But what you need to know is that studying and homework, two different things. So don't tell mommy, those of you in primary school, high school, right? Don't tell mommy that you have studied when you really just do your homework, right? Or don't tell mommy I did my homework when you were studying. So let's shuffle that around now. And those in universities and colleges may also need to listen to this. When you do your homework, it might last perhaps a hour, 2 hours, and then that's it. Studying might be so extensive that you may go over that time. And doing your homework is usually specific homework, usually specific studying, go out of that specific realm of the topic sometimes, and go deeper into other scenarios and even other subtopic in order for you to get to understand the subject matter. So you have to understand that. Okay, how do you study? So we get that okay already, get that together. Studying and homework, two different things. So how do you study? How do you in primary school study? How do you in the high school system study? Right? For your external exam. How do you college or university system study? Look, read over today's notes. And when I say read over today's notes, I understand today is not necessarily today for you in the university system, because I understand how the system works. You might have gone to classes every Monday and Wednesday, but read over the last notes that you have gotten. In the primary school, it means, in effect, today's notes, because yeah, you go to school every day for that those 5 days, right? So what I'm saying to you, read over the last notes that you had gotten. Read it over. Read them over, because especially in the primary school, there are different subjects that you have done. So read them over. We'll talk about timetabling another time, which is critical, and timetabling will help you to space your time as you read over and study, right? Especially those of you in the primary and high school system. So I reiterate, read over today's notes. Reading over today's notes, assuming that you are taking notes, because you should take notes, right? And the electronic system had crept into the school system nowadays, that you have that tape, and you would tape the lesson, and well, call that notes. And that is even good, because I want to suggest to you that when you tape the lecture, you go home and write or transcribe, as we'll say in research, what you have taped and put it on paper, right? That will help you also to understand the thing, to redo in your mind what you have heard, and that is critical. So yeah, you read over the notes. So make sure you read over the notes. Read over your notes. Read over today's notes. Right? It's important. But you're not only reading over the notes, You're not only reading over the notes. So don't think that, okay, I'm going to read. Read over the notes and that's it. No. When you read, you must read to understand. But guess what happened? A lot of us we read to remember. We try to remember. I've learned that long ago that won't help. So don't try to remember what you have read. Please do not try to remember what you have read. Remembering what you have read will not do you well in the exam if you don't understand what you have read. So try to understand what you have read and don't try to remember what you have read. Once you understand it, eventually it will come back to you. Once you understand it, you will understand where to place it in the exam, in the test. You'll understand how to use it, how to practicalize it, so to speak. So stop trying to remember when you read over the notes. However, try to understand what you have read. That's critical. And if you have an exam coming up, it's not about remembering, it's about understanding the concept. And understanding here, what you have read mean understanding the concept. Because everything that we have learned in school and are learning in school now, there are concepts. And we have to understand the concepts. And I figure that is why many students are not doing well in maths, because maths is full of concepts, formulas, and we need to understand the concept. If we do not understand the concepts, we are going to fail the exam. We are going to fail in school. So understanding the concept is critical, and not to remember, okay, these are the concepts. No, understands the concept. And later on, we can go into the journalism way of understanding concepts that I have developed. And I think that it's critical to understand, to use those journalistic questions while you understand the concept. But yeah, try to understand the concept. That's critical when you study. So we're talking about how to study your notes. So we're talking about read over today's notes or read over the last notes that you got in class. And I'm also saying to you, when you read over the notes, do not try to remember the concepts that you have read, but try to understand what you have read. This is a big one. We need to remember the importance of collateral reading. And in doing our collateral reading, we should also um, understand what we have read in those collateral readings. So collateral reading is not it's not um, it doesn't involve the last notes that you have gotten, but it involves additional additional topics, additional notes, additional concept that relates to the concept that you read over and it in your notes, right? So what we're trying to do here is to look at other stuff, other material. I don't want to call it collateral materials. So you look at other materials as it relates to the topic. Take for instance, you learn today about nutritional values of say vegetables, right? Okay, so we talk about in class. You take notes about the nutritional values of vegetables and so on. So yeah, they give you that. You come home, you read that over in terms of the concept. You understand the concept of the nutritional values of vegetables, but you can also do collateral reading outside of even your textbook, right? And go and read about vegetables and the vegetables and the benefits of vegetables. That sounds like a different topic, but it ties into what you have you have done in class, and therefore you will tend to have more knowledge as it relates to the topic than what you were taught in class, and than what you have written down as it relates to notes. So do collateral readings on the last topics, and for high schoolers, today's topics, as much topics as you, because you might have gotten a lot of topics, primary school students, elementary school students. But when you do your collateral reading, those extra readings, you would want to ensure that you read, do collateral reading on the topics that were difficult for you to understand while in class, because they're sort of filling in the gap there. So, collateral materials, not only reading materials, but videos, YouTube videos, other form of videos that you can find, right, to get you to understand. So it's all about understanding, not remembering these things, understanding. So what I'm saying to you now, it's about understanding what I'm saying, not necessarily to remember it. All right, that's what would make you succeed. So what I want you to do when you're studying is to read over the last notes, try to understand and not necessarily remember the last notes and whatever, and do collateral reading and watch videos that what I want to call collateral materials relating to the topics that you, the last topics that you have done, especially those topics that you find it difficult to understand. So it's important that you do that. And finally, I'd like to suggest to you that you visualized or pretend that you're speaking to somebody about what you have read, or a group of people about what you have read or what you have learned. So it's really about reinforcing the thing. I used to do it while I was in university, while while I was, well, I started to do it in university, but I'm introducing it to high schoolers and those persons in the elementary slash primary school, because whatever you have learned, right, whatever you have read, if you can paraphrase that and even by yourself in your room, wherever, talk to somebody about it. Okay, I was talking to you this morning about the benefits of vegetables, the values of eating your vegetables. Okay, what you need to understand is that the value of eating your vegetables very important if you want to develop, if you want to grow, if you want to remain healthy. So you have read that, remember, and know you're pretending that you're talking to a group of people about it, that you're talking to your friends about it, and you can do that colloquially, in terms of just chatting in your own dialect, right? It helps you. It helps you to cognitively retain, to understand more what you have read, what you have learned. So remember, studying is not the same as doing your homework, guys. Remember, when you read over your notes, which is very critical when you study, you try to understand and not remember. And you cannot say you study unless you engage what I call collateral materials, or materials that are not necessarily within the scope, the immediate scope of what you have done or what you're doing, but it connects to what you have done, what you're doing, and it give more details, and it extends, it complements what you're done, what you are doing, and it makes it make more sense. So those are collateral readings, collateral information that will help you. It make more sense of what you have read, and what you have done. And visualize yourself, pretend that you're talking to somebody, or a group of people about the topic, and trust me, that will help. Next time we talk, as it relates to studying, we look at the best time to study, and You know your timings. We all have different times, but can we make time for the time for our best time to study? Let's talk about that next time. No, thanks for listening. Canute Exploration, your topic in a podcast. I'm Dr. Canute White, just trying to help you to understand how to study. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Subscribe, share. Bye bye.